Yeah, when you are dead, you are dead. Anywhere.
You are in the top 0.1% from all the trail runners in the world.
Worst result for this World Championship is gonna be top 5. My wife she's my friend, one of my best friends.
Hi Helio.
Hi.
Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Helio Fumo.
Helio.
Okay. You're from Lisboa, from Portugal?
Actually, I'm born in Mozambique.
Mozambique.
Then I went to Portugal with my grandfathers.
How old were you?
11.
11. Okay. And you got a degree in psychology?
Yeah. I have a master's degree in the organizational psychology.
Very nice. You're also husband?
Yeah.
You have 2 daughters?
2 daughters.
And you're actually trail running only from 2016.
Yeah.
So actually 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. You are in the top 0.1% from all the trail runners in the world. It's like from over 1 million runners that they have UTMB index, you are on 400th place. On the 100K, it's the best, you're on the 140th place at this moment, which is amazing. There's almost 200,000 people registered for 100K. This is just amazing. You're sponsored by Compress Sport and Scarpa.
Yeah.
Okay. And in 2024, so this year, you went on UTMB and you placed amazing. You're 81st from 1,760 people which finished. We all know that like 2,500 started, but not everybody finished, which is amazing. You were also before in Slovenia, in Vipava, on UTVV.
Yeah.
You won that one, also 168 on 110 kilometers. 168 contenders, and you were the first. 2023, it was CCC, Mini Chamonix, you were 22nd, which is also amazing, from 1,650 finishers. And before this year, you went also in Istria 100 by UTMB, and you were 2nd. And this was 110 kilometers. In 2022, you went on OCC, so like each year you went a bit more. In 22 you went on OCC and you were 29th from 1,333 finishers. When I was checking your results, I could pretty much talk like half an hour just about your results. So I just picked a few of them out. And now is my first questions. Which distance do you like the most?
Actually, I think I like most like the 50, under 50, because some years ago, I was a track and field runner, and my distance was 800 meters. So for me, it was like some years ago, I could travel like 10 hours by plane just to run under 2 minutes and I return home. Nowadays, I still fly for the same place in the world, but I have to run like 24 hours, 10 hours, so it's a huge difference. But it's fun. Then I choose like under 50 because I feel that I'm most competitive, and I can manage some issue that I'm not able, and I don't think that I have the enough time of knowledge to run like a long distance, but I'm trying to do that now. And I'm struggling with some kind of thing, but I think I'm going in a good direction.
So you like the most the 50K or like 30K, 40, 50?
Yeah, because when we start like in the World Championship some years ago, you can finish, I able to finish twice in the top 10, and that it's like good motivation. Then when you change distance and you are beating for everybody, you don't feel so motivated. But okay, I think as soon as that you grown up and you want to keep yourself in the sport, you have to adapt, and I'm trying to adapt myself.
What big difference it is if you train and run 100 miles or if you train and run 50K?
Actually, I can say that you can use like the same base of training, but in one case you will work a lot in terms of intensity, not so long hours out, but in a long trainings, you have to manage to training a lot hours and be too much hours with yourself, and I think is is a good thing to do.
When you run so many hours by yourself, do you have headphones? Do you listen to
No.
something? Never nothing.
No, I think it's important. Okay, you can use it if you want to. I don't know what. Actually, I don't know what people are hearing. I don't know if it is music, if it is like motivational speeches or something like that. Actually, I really love to hear everything around me, everything, and I think it's the good thing that it's one of the big difference between when I was training for road runner and training for trail running. In road normal, the longest training that you do is like 30K, you don't do a lot, 1 hour and 30, 2 hours. But 2 hours in long run is in the trail running is not a long training. But when I was doing roads, I use a lot of headphones. I don't know, maybe because of the noise of the roads, of the city, but you feel good with that. But in trail, I never use it. I can go out by myself like 7 hours in the mountains without nothing, and I feel better with that.
I checked in Portugal, the highest mountain is a little bit less than 2,400 meters, right?
Yeah.
Where do you train?
Most of the time I training near by my house. Have you ever been in Portugal?
Not yet, unfortunately, not
You
yet.
should try. When you go there, call me and we can have like good things to do. We have like a small nowadays, because I know most of the mountains around the world, I can call it like a garden. It's a small park that we have in Lisbon. We call Monsanto. 200, yeah, it's like something like that. I do a lot of up hills in the same place around. Then we have another one a little bit like 30 minutes by my house. Then when I need to do a little bit more, I drive to the fathers of my wife. We have quite a little bit of another kind of mountains, but compare with this is like very small.
Is it in Portugal more like technical terrain or is more runnable?
Runnable.
Okay, so perfect
Most
for
of the time.
Chamonix.
Yeah.
I heard there's also really runnable everything. Very good. Which race is your favorite and why?
It's difficult, but I could say that Pieramienta is a race that they are doing in Bourg-Foix in France that is staged with the 3 days. You have to take someone with you, it's a friend, two by two. And it was my first real experience as a spirit with the trail running, because it's like during that 3 days we sleep everybody in the same place. And you have in the same place like world champions of mountain ski, trail runners. So you can meet like everybody and you share experience with them during that 3 days. And it was special for me. And it was the first time that I see snow.
Perfect. Yeah, that's also interesting. Yeah, I read in one of your interviews that you came from Mozambique and then you come to Europe and it's snowing and you have to run and it's like really magical. If it's stage run, how many kilometers did you have to run?
We did it in 3 days, was 700
kilometers.
No, 7,000 kilometers.
What? 7,000 kilometers?
No. 17 with 7 of elevation. Yeah, something like that.
1,700.
Yeah, 7.
Or 17,000.
No, 1,000. No, it's impossible.
1,700.
Yeah, 1,700.
So every day, that's
yeah, between 35, 20. But the worst was the elevation. Was too
How much elevation? You said 7,000 meters.
Yeah.
And
So
together 75 kilometers,
Yeah.
25. Yeah. That is, especially when you're not used, when you're
No,
a beginner.
no, it was totally different and it was very hard. And I did with one of the best trail runners in the world, Sebastian Chenot, and was tough.
And you had to be all the time together. You could not separate
No,
for
no,
2
no,
minutes.
no. It's
all
impossible
the time together.
to arrive in a checkpoint alone.
Okay. Otherwise you're disqualified.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to go like together.
Interesting. And now actually That time was 3 days for 75 kilometers, and now you run in 1 day in 200 kilometers. If it's interesting, how the body adapts when you're training, it's so interesting.
I think in my case it was okay, the body, but the biggest changes was mentality.
Okay.
The idea for me that you have to run for 10, more 10, more 10, or you have to run 12 hours off. And even to prepare for that, when you say to your wife, I go for a long run of 5 hours. I say, okay, good luck. Yeah, but I think is physical, many of the people can do it, but mentality is the hardest part of the game.
When it's harder, in the night or in the day?
I think night or day, they are harder, but I think it's you that can choose that if it is okay. The night is complicated because it's contra nature. But if you prepare yourself, like okay, I have to run. I prepare myself for this. I know that I have to do like all night. I don't think that night is hard.
Is it then? Do you get some extra energy when you see sun rising up, or you get tired at that time? Because I was surprised because lots of trail runners say that mostly that time they get really sleepy and they need Kofein pills or drink a coffee, because in nature when you wake up at 6 in the morning you drink coffee and then you go to work. So how is it with you? Like when you were running now in Julian Alps, when was the sun coming up? Between 6 and 7 in the morning, something like this?
Yeah.
Do you take some coffee that time? Or?
Actually, I'm not a coffee guy.
No. Okay.
I'm not a coffee guy. And I don't know, I think I'm a weird guy because, no, I'm a weird guy. I don't have this kind of thing that people have these things like, in the morning, you start to see the sun and you start, no, I have, it's like with my kids. When my kids born, people start to say, oh no, it's going to be totally different. You're going to see the more thing is going to be danger when you run, because you're going to think, try not to take your kids to the races because it's going to be complicated. No, job to do. It's like gun goes, you have to do, it's 100, you run the 100, and at the end you enjoy it with them. Okay, it's good. It's refresh when you see your family. Sorry, in the aid station, it's good. Yeah, but keep going. But okay, many people say, hey, when the sun is coming, you feel like wake up. I say,
no, it's still far to the
yeah, when you are dead, you are dead. Anywhere.
Okay. Which was your hardest race? Where did you suffer the most?
It was in the World Championship in Valencia. I think until now was my best shape ever in my mind. I was thinking that I was in the huge shape. I had like 57 kilos.
How tall are you?
174.
Okay.
At that time I was feeling like great, like crazy, and I was discussing with one of my friends and I told him, guy, maybe the worst result for this World Championship is gonna be top 5. Then I had to stop. Yeah, with the injury.
DNF.
Yeah, with the huge. I took like 1 year to recover from that injury, and actually it's something that I have in my mind like since that injury, and it was the worst.
Did you like fall and break a leg, or?
No. It was something that was accumulated with the preparation. I think sometimes when you don't know how to say stop for yourself, it's complicated.
Oh, that is perfect for the next question. How much do you run per year? Do you know how many kilometers you run in 1 year? Approximately.
Now we go for the thousands. Actually, I was speaking that with my wife before we come here. I was telling her that last year I ran around 6,000 kilometers, and this year, the year didn't finish, I have a 7,000.
You have already 7,000, and we are September right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you also know how much elevation gain?
At this time, I don't know. But I think last year was 2000.
I think 200,000.
200, sorry, 200,000. Yeah. But I
That's-
think this year's for sure is like a huge difference because we change a lot of things.
Do you still have any race this year?
Actually, one of the things that I love to do at the end of the season, because I'm a ex road runner, I love to, at the end, when I finish like the season of trail running, to start to do fast things, to try to push myself. I know that I'm not so fast like the last years when you run 29 at 10K, I'm lose that speed, but I still push myself during the months of September, October, November and December. Maybe in the beginning of January, I do a lot of 10Ks, 21.
And on the road?
On the road.
Okay. So you already ran a marathon also?
Actually, I never prepared a marathon because I don't know why, but I was a guide for a blind guy, a Paralympic guy.
Okay.
And for him, I ran two marathons with him, just guide him, and it was fun. But I'm starting to think about to prepare a marathon. I know that it's going to be totally different for the if I had prepared after when I was a road runner. But I would like to do prepare and run.
Do you know what date do you have like the main marathon in Portugal? Most probably once now in October, November.
We're gonna have now from Lisbon. We have one, and the other one is Porto.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's now. It's 1 month.
In 1 month.
In 1
Oh,
month.
perfect time. You don't need to win it, you just.
No. Actually, the marathon is something that you don't need to win. You just have to observe the preparation, to know, and to do it. After you do it, you can start to think about times and stuff like that. I think, but it's something very special, the marathon, for everybody that prepare a marathon, run the marathon. It's like a nice process.
Yeah, it's interesting that majority of trail runners, they did a marathon or half marathon, but majority of marathon runners, they didn't do trail run.
No.
So we are tougher.
Yeah.
We are tougher. What time did you have on 21 on a half marathon?
In 21, actually, my best time is 65 minutes. 64 minutes.
It's 1 hour, 5 minutes.
1 hour, 5 minutes.
Whoa, that's amazing.
In 10K, I guess it's 29 minutes. But as soon as that you go down, that was my preferred distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, when you were running, let's say now in Julian Alps or on UTVV, which one was harder?
This was much harder because you know that every race I took almost 3 months of preparation for each race. For Vipava, I prepare myself, I organize everything, and I try to do my peak performance at Julian. At this time, I went to UTMB. We had some problems like quad issues at the 30K. Then it was supposed to stop the race, and maybe, but you know, I don't do any race that I don't have my wife with me, and maybe that could be a problem, because she don't like that when I say that I want to give up, and she forced me to finish the UTMB, and I was tired, and then we say, okay, why we don't go to Julian Alps to run there, and we just have like 20 days of recovery.
When did you decide that you're gonna come to Julian Alps?
When I wake up after UTMB.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. And then you went and you signed up. And
Yeah. Actually, I was in the bed and I asked my wife, why do you think that we go to Julian Alps? She said, why not?
Interesting. Very cool. I also saw that you read lots of books. I saw on your Instagram. Which book would you recommend for trail running that everybody should read?
For trail running?
Yes. Or for running in general?
Actually, I'm a romantic guy.
Okay.
Okay, it's not a technical book. It's from Murakami. It's it's like a note for a runner. It's like a small note that he have for it's a guide. Actually, say it's a guide for a long distance runner. It's a mix between the way that he see run. It's a little bit. It's a crazy guy because once they invite him to Greece to write something like a small guide because he's a well recognized writer, to write a guide for tourists that go to Greece. Is from Japan, and he decided that the only way that he can write something about Greece is to run the marathon, the real marathon from Greece that the soldier did, and he did that alone during the day, like in the middle of the traffic, and it's a quite nice book.
Is it written like a novel,
Yeah.
like a story?
Yeah,
Okay.
more or less. And he put a lot of things there, and he's playing the idea of running long and what you can feel it in the time when you are running. It's very interesting, but because you can think about everything and you can organize your day. I trainings a lot of people, and one of the things that I told them is the best time of the day that you can run, it's in the morning. Because if you do that, you can organize by yourself everything that you have in your mind, then you start your day.
Very nice, and then you don't need coffee.
You don't need coffee.
Exactly. Do you do any cold plunges or something like this?
Any?
Cold plunges, when you go in the cold water inside. You don't do this.
Now we had a workshop with Compressport this winter. Then we did every protocol, like breathing and stuff like that. They teach you everything. When was the time of ice bath, maybe I took like, I don't know, 15 seconds. Then I have to go out. I try, but it's impossible for me.
It's hard, yeah.
It's hard.
It takes time that you get used to it, that's true. When you prepare for a 100K race, how many kilometers you run per week? And then the last week, how much do you run, if you even run in the taper in the last week? And what do you eat? Do you do this carb loading, or you don't do carb loading, or how do you prepare for that?
Actually, I don't believe in carb loading. I think it's important that you do like a normal diet. The things that you think it's good for you and can give you the energy to prepare yourself. Put more carbs or less carb, I don't know, just have to eat normal. Okay, you can, when you are doing more loads, actually you have to eat a little bit more. When you are not in the loading in terms of training, you don't need it. So just put the energy actually that you want. In terms of training, I work by hours and kilometers. I can go during the hardest part of the preparation. I can go between 20 hours per week, just running, until 25. I can run between 175 to 200.
Per week?
Per week.
Whoa.
But this just in the that part, like a specific workout, like we are talking about for 4 weeks to 5 weeks. It depends, because the normal thing is like you work in blocks, like 3 weeks of something, 1 week of active recover, then you go for a next block, more or less. But in the last block, because I feel more prepared, I can do like the 4 weeks of block or 5 without resting, because I know that I will start my tempering. And about tempering is like a good, nice question that I'm trying by myself to understand which is the best tempering. Because imagine, in the road, I can do like the same volume in the less time. When you are preparing, actually you can do the same volume in the less time, because in the mountains you take more time to do that amount of kilometers. But in road or trekking field, normally we take 1 week to recover. Even in the week of the race, we are doing like we go to the track and do hard work and specific workouts. in trail running is totally different, and I still have the mentality when I was running roads, but it's totally different. I started to do tapering like 10 days, wasn't enough. 12 days wasn't enough. 2 weeks, not enough. Then I say, okay, I need more. I need to put more because the loading that I'm putting is too much, or my body is not used to it. But okay, I'm start to feel that between 2 weeks start to be good, and okay, the amount of time of training and kilometers very low.
How much approximately per week?
Per week in the tapering, I can go for 75.
75 kilometers. Okay.
It's gonna be depending the work that you are doing in the other week. Okay, for normal guys, gonna say 75 kilometers per week is too much for him, but
you're a pro, yeah. It's different, of course.
Different.
But we can see if you did before 175 to 200, and then you went more than half down. So
yeah.
if I would do 70 kilometers per week, then I should go like approximately.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to try myself, but around 30 kilometers, something like this. Okay, that's good. And what about with the food? Do you, when you run less in the tapering, do you also eat less, or you eat the same?
I eat normal. I eat
You eat
the
the same.
same. Yeah. Doesn't make sense to eat less. If you eat like normal, okay, you can. Sometimes it's like when you are doing a lot of kilometers or hours, you are craving for things that it's not normal. Most of the time is sugar, like. It's better you take control with the sugar. And we have at my house, like we have this kind of thing that we don't buy, we don't have soda at my house, we don't have sugars, we don't have cookies. Everything that we wanted, like sugar things, we are doing by ourselves. And I think that is important. We don't say, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. No, we avoid to have that at my house. Okay, if you are here, you can eat. It's once you don't come so much time for Julian Alpes. You are come once in the year, and I think that is work very well. And with kids, could we work better? If you don't have at home, they will not ask for that. So I don't have special diets. I avoid some kind of product. It's not because of I do a vegan or something that, no, I don't need it. I don't need chocolate, I don't need sodas, I don't need cookies, I don't need nothing of that. Because when I born in Mozambique and poor family, we don't have so much money. So the diet was the normal one, like eat what we put in the table. So I get used with it, and for me it's worked very well.
That's very good. So you eat everything: vegetables, meat, rice, pasta.
No problem.
Just no sweet stuff. You don't eat most probably McDonald's and these things.
No. But imagine
pizza. Yeah, pizza.
I'm doing a lot of pizza, and you have something here that I love it, is the pizza and the bread. The bread is.
Then you should eat pizza here in this place.
Yeah?
It's also really amazing.
Okay.
Really,
Top.
You'll see. It smells. It looks great. It's really delicious.
Try it.
Here. What's your favorite food?
I don't know if you know. It's like a plain maize. Maize is like corn.
Okay.
Corn flour. It's a farine of corn.
Okay.
With some vegetable. We call in Mozambique farinha de milho.
And this is like a national Mozambique food? Or?
Yeah, more or less.
And you prepare it yourself?
Yeah.
I think I saw on your Instagram page, it looks like this, and you eat it like a sandwich. It's also cheese on?
No.
But you put something on the top also. I didn't understand because you speak Portuguese. You put it also something on the top, like something spicy or?
No. I don't eat spicy.
Okay.
But Mozambique is one of the countries in the world that they eat more spicy. So many times when people say, "Do you eat spicy?" They say, "You are not Mozambican, no?" I say, "No, I am." But yeah, it's a Mozambican dish.
And from the drink, you drink the most water or something else?
Water.
Okay. Now we come back to the race.
Okay.
You are on the 100K.
Yeah.
How much calories do you take per hour, or do you take gels, or isotonic drinks, or chocolates, or protein bars?
Mix between.
How does it look like when you
Yeah,
eat on 100K?
it's a mix between solid and liquid. So it's like energy drink from NAC, because I started to work with NAC this year. So the plan is like to, most of the time, all the hours I have to drink more or less half an a liter of energy drink, and I eat some waffles that they have. I have this kind of manioc. Do you know what is manioc? It's an African vegetal.
Okay.
Yeah, that I prepare. I buy it, and you can buy in Africa, but you have some stores in Portugal that sell it, and it's just like a flour, a flow that with you put water, just that, and I take for the aid stations. And I eat some spoons.
Is it like pure carbs, like potato or something like this?
Yeah, like clean. I eat that, and I have these energy drinks. I don't use a lot of gels. Maybe between, I can say, in these 13 hours, 12 hours, something like that, maybe five gels.
Do you know how many carbs do you eat every hour? Do you have every hour?
Try to put like between 300,
300 calories most probably, so around 80 carbs. You drink also water or only the energy drink?
Energy drink and water all the time.
Okay. When you come for the finish line, what is the first thing you would like to drink? Is it a beer or is it water? Or is it like, just leave me alone, give me peace?
Most of the time, just leave me alone. Yeah, but normal, when you arrive, you don't have nothing that you are craving, because if you eat during the race, you drink, most of the time you are like totally tough of everything. Your flavor is totally strange. Your gut is, you just need to maybe lay down and think about everything. But I can share something with you. The thing that gives me more pleasure after 12 hours or 100 race is to sleep and go to the breakfast, because I think the breakfast for me is my best meal ever. And one of the things I say to the organizer when they give me like a hotel or give me like everything, I say, okay, but don't put me in the first plane next day, because I want to enjoy the breakfast of the hotel.
Yeah, hotel breakfasts are amazing with all different kinds of eggs. So you eat like, what do you eat there? Like eggs and ham and...
Normal, I said to my friends, okay, now I finished the race, I can eat everything. And my real friends, they know that I will not eat everything. I will eat mixed eggs, toasted bread, and it's we call like a galão in Portugal. It's a deca coffee with milk.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So without caffeine.
Yeah.
And the instant one.
Yeah.
Okay. What plans do you have for the next year? Do you have any plans already?
With kids, I have always planned. Yeah. The next years I will keep force myself to be more competitive in the longest race. I have some goals, personal
on the 100
goals.
Miles?
Yeah. I have some goals like by myself, like this. I have an event in Portugal that we all call Alimenta esta Corrida. It's to raise food for the people that doesn't have food, for this kind of association. So it's like I'm running during 10 hours in the 100 meters square. And during that 10 hours, you can arrive and you can bring like a bag of food, rice, perceived things, and you can run with me during that then 10 hours. So I'm trying to create this it's going very very good, but I want that this project grown up a little bit more. Is something that I would like to sell to the races. Imagine I speak with Julian race. I say, okay, we can put here that everybody that go to the race can bring food, a bag of food. Then we can choose an association around that needs and help people, and we can give that kind of food. It's like you spread the message that even we have these beautiful places, we are doing what we want, we still have people that doesn't have nothing to eat, and that is complicated to understand. Along the year, I have a brand by mine, my clothes brand, that I want that grow up more and more.
Compressed sport or
No,
your
no,
own?
no, my
your
own.
Okay.
I think this one.
You have, is it
Yeah.
only for running?
It's
Or
a casual
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have hoods, we have t-shirts, we have buffs.
So you have a
and stuff
website
like
also?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't have a website. Let me check, because I have someone that are doing this kind of thing. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
more or less.
Okay.
And I want to keep myself running, even if it's not in a competitive way. I think that more 3 years of real competition, I can work with that. Then after that, I will see what I'm gonna do. But for now, is try to be competitive in 100 miles, and sometimes to do like short race. I still in Portugal. I love to do like when it is a national championship. Always I choose the shortest distance, because I think it's much competitive and it's very hard to keep yourself like in the 35 kilometer with young guys and stuff like that, and that is fun for me.
Did you ever think about going to race in states like Western states, Hard Rock 100, Leadville?
Yeah.
Would you? Did you race one of them already?
No,
Not
no,
yet?
no, no, no.
Would you
never.
like to?
I
or-
would like to, but the entries, you know how it is work. The entries that, but I would like to do hard rock. Could be a nice one. Hard rock is like, and I think that they have like a good spirit of races and mentality. This kind of thing that you don't need the obligation of material. You're running like it's like a community. They have like a spirit of runners community. Okay, it's a business anyway, but it's you still have the
But
the
also
community.
only around 200 or something racers are they? Okay, because in UTMB it's like
Yeah.
3,000 on the it's a bit different. Yeah, I really like what you said also, that all these races could do that everybody could bring some food or whatever, and I am 100% that pretty much everybody would bring also some food or donate some money. Because if we have time to train and to run for hours and hours in the mountains, because if you go to run 100k, you run, I don't know, 15 hours, 20 hours, us which are not professionals, or 25 hours. That means we had to train many hours. That means we are blessed. We definitely don't have shortage of food or shortage of money that you can have so much time to put it in the mountains. So that would be a very nice gesture actually from all these competitions, from all the organizers, that they would do that, because it's pretty much, I believe, I don't know how it's behind the politics or something, but pretty much if it's donation, you just put it there, you put the place, you bring the thing, you choose who you're gonna give, and I think that would be very nice.
It could be very interesting, because I think it's like 2 years you buy 1 kilo of rice. So imagine that 10 people buy 1 kilo of rice is 10 kilos.
Yes.
It's like I think it's important. Last year we run for 10 hours and we raised like 4 tons of food. 4 tons. It's a lot of food, and we shared it with 2 associations. It was with something simple.
That is very good. I think it's really good, because also in Julian Alps there was like 3,000 runners. Everybody would bring just 1 kilo of rice.
Yeah. When you go to supermarket to buy your pasta to do your load before the race, you bring another one.
That's really good.
You bring another one.
I think when organizers will start to think about this, pretty much, I think they're gonna agree to do that.
No, could be nice. It's like a small charity brand. We call it like Alimenta esta corrida around the world of trail. So we know it that even when we are doing this morning run, like shakeout running, we can do in that. Like you run and that is the moment that even people that they will not run in the race, but they are local, they can go to the shake run and participate in that project. And I think it's something can work.
That is really, imagine in UTMB when it's like 10,000 racers, 10,000 runners from all different distances.
Have you ever been in
Not yet.
Not?
I hope I'm gonna go next year. Also, I have a 2.5 years old son, and right now it's a bit hard. We also came this weekend here. After 2 hours, he got huge fever, and we had to go back home. And my wife wanted to race the first time in her life in the trails on 10K, but at the end she had to stay home with the boy. Otherwise, I hope next year that we go to Chamonix. I would love also to run something if I'm gonna be able to sign in for like 20K or maybe OCC. Maybe.
OCC is hard, huh?
Yeah, but for me, I just go there to enjoy. It's not for placing for me. That's why it's a bit easier. What do you do when you don't run?
I have some small project that I have to manage, and a few years ago, not so much, maybe 1 year and a half or two. Before that, I had a project. I have a small branding of cookies. I was doing cookies. I have an association, a solidarity association. I'm a coach. And I have these kind of small projects that I'm working in it when I'm not running, but it's very difficult that I don't run one day. I run all days.
All the time.
Even all the time. Otherwise it's going to be complicated for me, but I understand the question. When actual I'm not run for show, I'm doing other things, because you have to prepare when you start to be professional. I became professional a few years ago, and your life changed completely, because you depend by yourself and your results and brandings and stuff like that. And one day everything of this is gonna end, and you need to prepare your future. So I try to prepare by myself with this kind of small project to be involved. Then when I don't run, I will not have the necessity to run to raise money. I have to create my own business to survive in future. And that is one of the things. Now we want to start another business with my wife. I think it's important to have business with your wife. We want to have a house, like a trail running house. It's like in the north of Portugal. It's like we collect all the experience around the world that we had it, and we create a small place that people can share with us, training with us, and
so actually we can come to you to Portugal for like 1 weekend or 1 week, and we race together. We like train together. That's very nice.
No. It's I think it's gonna be a nice project, but step by step, and it's fun, and it's good. You feel. My wife she's my friend, one of my best friends, and. It's good to have this kind of thing together, and it's very motivated, and I think it's important even for me and for our kids and stuff like that.
Of course, it's also very nice when I see that you travel with your family. Shows also that you're a family man, and this is very, very nice, because with all of your results, with all the races that you did, you can manage that you can travel all over the world. And you take family with you, and especially good for the kids when they see so many different cultures, different food, everything is different, and it's really good for their self-esteem, for their IQ, for their knowledge, for everything, for the life. It's really good.
I think it's not so simple like it's looked like a few minutes ago. You told me that your kid gets sick and you have to return home. It's complicated. Sometimes it's complicated. But it's like a small effort that you can do it. And in terms of future for them is huge, because it's an experience that they can share in the kindergarten. They can, like you say, it's like different culture, different thing. One of the things she was asking, which language they are speaking, and you say, okay, it's Slovenian. She say, okay. She will put that in memory. One day she will use it. But it's important. Sometimes it's complicated. You have races that it's impossible, but they know that, and you know that. It's just manage. In Portugal, actually, any kind of race, they are coming with me. Any kind of race.
You just said it is hard to manage. And do you have, because you have so many different sponsors, do you also have your own manager, or you do everything yourself?
I should have a manager, I should have a coach, I should have a...
You don't have a coach?
I should have someone that...
Physiotherapist, also not?
No, I have a physio that I go when I have problems. I have a clinic, a myalgia clinic that helped me when I need it. He's a friend of mine. He created a clinic, he's a doctor, and is one of my best friends. But I should have this kind of thing. But when you start everything by yourself, sometimes it's complicated to think that you have to pay someone to do what you create. But if you want to grow up more, actually you need it. I don't have a huge social media, but the smallest that I have, I create by myself. And many people, even some branding, told me that, Helio, maybe it's time to give for someone to take care of that. I have my wife and other friends that say that it's time that you look for a coach. Yeah. I have some people that I trust. I have one of my best friends he helped me with communication when I have problems to speak with the bigger company. He can write the speech and stuff like that. He organizes everything. When we have to put something in a newspaper, he do everything of that. But he say, maybe it's better you find someone that can do that. I say, okay, maybe one day. Until now, I'm struggling by myself doing.
Do your sponsors, does it look, I was always wondering, do they tell you on which races you have to go, or you can choose yourself, or you make compromises, they say this and you say this and then you come in the between, or how does this look like?
Actually, I have luck with Compressport and Scarpa. I'm a lucky guy. The brand doesn't give you like the obligation to run. So you have to just try to manage it and understand in which races your branding are, and it's going to be a win-win. Imagine Vipava have a Scarpa, so good. I like the race, I can go to Vipava. Next year, actually, the relation between Scarpa and the Vipava is going to grow up. This is a fresh new communication that I'm doing. I hope they doesn't kill me. And I can go again because they told me, okay, we're gonna invest more in that. We know that Compressport do a huge investment in the races of UTVV. So, like an athlete of Compressport, I have to try to do everything that it's possible to go there.
You know, official clothing from UTVV. Yeah. That's amazing clothing. I love the Compressport.
So, it's something that I have to do. Then I have another races to do along the year and around the world. It's like try to do the best match between you and your brandings, and that is good. I don't know how the other brandings work. They can have like this kind of obligation, but for me, I'm with the Scarpa 5 years, with Compressport 7, so.
It's very nice, very good. Okay, now we only have a few short questions, and then we're gonna go because you have to go to the award ceremony. Night run or day run?
Day run.
Downhill or uphill?
Uphill.
Pacer or no pacer?
No pacer.
Okay, of course you're European. Hunting or leading?
Hunting.
Hunting. Okay. Intervals or long runs?
Intervals.
Mornings or evenings?
Mornings.
Mountains or seaside?
Oof, tough. Mountains.
Mountains. Sleep or food?
Food.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Meat or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Steam room or cold plunge?
Steam.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Horror movies or comedy?
Comedy.
Basketball or football?
Football.
Of course, you're Portugal. Ronaldo and Portuguese and everything. Okay. Swimming or cycling?
Cycling.
Okay. Hey, thank you
Have
very
you
much.
ever seen a black guy in swimming?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Good point. Good point. Thank you very much for your time. It was really nice to meet you.
Yeah, me too, me too. Thank you.